Well,
like every week, Peter, we'll just see how this plays out. I mean, it's
well, you take them one at a time now. You know, at the beginning of the season, they start off 1-0, 2-0, and then we expect a collapse. We haven't had that. And it's unusual that you could say the 5-1 Patriots with November knocking on the door. So we get to receive. Rose bobbles the kickoff. Tommy Porter goes up the middle. We're gonna start it at 38. Yep. You know, if there's anything you could say about Revere, that they are aggressive, and sometimes they're a little over aggressive, you know, and turns into turnovers and kicking themselves in the ass, you know, a little bit. But it's gonna be a game where they have to stay away from the turnovers.
Well, Peter, I find that this year there's just so many athletes on the team, you know, and speed.
Yep. Pitch to Tommy Portrait. There's an example. Okay, you gotta hold the ball. You gotta, you know, he holds it in his arm, fine, but you gotta secure it better. Ask Devin McCourty about that. Okay, it's gonna be a loss of 4 for Revere. I like doing the day games. You can see better.
I'm glad you brought that up, Peter, because I tell you, when we were playing, or I was playing, there was more Saturday games, and there's just something nice about a Saturday morning football
Today,
game.
What a beautiful atmosphere. What a beautiful weather.
Oh.
Rolls around the end, but there's a hold on Revere, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like that's coming back, Peter.
Yeah. I'm not sure this morning game was advertised enough. I mean, I have this many people at my house sometimes. A sparse crowd on a Saturday morning. But we're being brought to you by Revere TV, your source in Revere for just about everything you want. You know, politics, sports, community activities. And if you're interested, log on to reveretv.org or call Bob Dunbar at Revere TV. With their new van and their expanded coverage.
Well, we got ourselves in a little hole, Peter. We're going backwards here. We got 2nd and 24.
Capable. Joe Ritchie has a good arm. He's got speedy receivers. You know, he's got Stevie Piazza split. He's going to look. Nice catch. Yep. That was Piazza. Stayed in bounds. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think that was a play of almost 15 or 16 there, Peter.
It's going to be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 9. Okay, they come to the line. Richie's going to be in the gun. He's got Restiano right behind him. He's got 3 split receivers. He fakes it to the left.
He's nobody there, Peter.
Goes around to the left. He's got a 1st down and more. He dives into Cambridge Rindge Latin territory at about the 31-yard line of Cambridge.
Peter, when they look back at that play, they're going to see a corner coming from the other side of the field because they had 3 receivers on the right side, and they were only covering 2.
And just that little hitch that he threw to this side, that little fake,
that was enough.
He froze everybody. Nice play.
1st and 10 for Revere at the CRL 34-yard line.
Okay, here they come. Restiano's still in the backfield. Agenda's still out. So Restiano's their main running back, unless they throw Portrait back there. Portrait's in motion. Fakes the handoff to Portrait. Restiano goes up the middle for about 1.
Restiano on the carry.
Got tripped up by his own lineman.
Yeah, he did.
Phillips been on the last tackle for Cambridge. 2nd and 9 for Revere.
Okay, so Revere has a 2nd and 9, fairly deep in Cambridge, Rindge, and Latin territory. Takes the gun snap, goes around to the right again, left again, and he gets a couple. You know, I was looking at the teams warming up, and they got some monsters on this Cambridge team. Number 88 is college-sized. When they come out on offense, their quarterback, number 11, reminds me of the kid from Swampscott last year. Probably 6'3", 6'4", and very athletic looking. But Cambridge is one of the last remaining GBL schools. They have to play Everett. You know, they have to play Malden, and Malden's pretty good this year. So their record is deceiving. Joe looks downfield. Oh, he overthrows Gotham.
Yep.
Incomplete pass. 4th and 9 for Revere.
So, you know, Chick's going to punt and, is going to go for it on 4th down here.
Well, they get it at their 33, so.
I know your philosophy a lot of times is bury them down near the line, but I'm not sure.
This is one of those spots, you know what I'm saying? I've just seen them go for it too close to the 50, a couple,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Punting in high school is not a it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and Joe Ritchie is the punter for us. So he's going to roll to the right. Oh! And he lucked out that time, Mike. But it would have meant it would have been a loss for Cambridge. So Cambridge takes over.
Yeah, we almost wish he intercepted it.
Yeah. I'm not thinking that he dropped it on purpose, Mike. He wasn't thinking that. If you notice, just about nobody came off the field. 2 kids came off the field for Revere, and that could be your Achilles heel in some tough games because they don't make a lot of substitutions. They go with 11 guys. You know, they switch a couple of linemen, but everybody else is going both ways.
Yeah, not easy when you're a quarterback too. I got to tell you.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, even though you say a 17 or an 18-year-old kid has plenty of energy, blah, 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 but you can get beat up going both ways. It's been that way for years. We're not Reading, and we're not Lexington, and we're not Andover that has, 40 quality athletes on your team. Lou has slim pickings. And he does a good job with them. Okay.
That's a good play by Joe. Hung him up long enough to.
Yep. Joe's a tough little kid, I tell you.
Yep.
Okay, now the quarterback is Dave Maghol. Okay, he's a junior. And that pass was to number 18, who's not on the roster. Okay, he's got Scott and Guzman split. Up. Offside. He's got a free play. Ritchie interfered with the kid, too, going out there.
Yep.
They locked feet.
Must have replacement refs because they didn't see it.
Yeah, I know. Well, these look like the same guys. I'm not going to say anything about the guy who just walked off the penalty because I got in trouble last time. But okay,
Oh,
first and 10.
Yep.
Going right up the gut. Revere reaching for the ball. That's number 1, Shaquille Anderson. He's a junior. And he got 8 yards, Mike.
Yeah. That's part of the problem when you're reaching in for the ball, Peter.
You're
That
not
if you don't get it,
You're not
3 or
tackling.
4 more yards there.
Yep. So Margol is back. Takes a high snap, but he's 6'2". Throws it out to number 3. And he dances along the sideline. That's Elijah Scott with the reception.
Watt on the reception.
Cambridge is moving the ball, Mike, in the air. They threw 47 passes last week. So I was talking to one of the coaches down there. They're air-oriented, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to see in high school. We don't see that too often.
No, you don't, you know. This kid looks like a real athletic kid. He does remind me of the kid from Swampscott. Now he hands off underneath to number 1, Shaquille Anderson, and he gets another 10 yards, Mike, another first down.
Anderson on the carry. Gotham in on a tackle for
First 5 or 6 plays there, Peter. They made it look easy.
Absolutely.
Picking up 8 at a clip.
All right, one thing about Revere kids is they read the newspapers, and because of teams 3 and 4, they play down to their, a lot of times, they play down to their competition. They can't do that. 5-1 team has to be ready to play all the time. And I know Lou has them ready to play, but he can't get into their heads. Okay, Margot back. Fakes the handoff to Anderson.
Oh, that
Lofts
ball
it
should
up
be
into
picked
the
off.
end zone. Oh, and Joe Ritchie hit him before he knocked it down.
That might be offensive pass interference, Peter.
It might be. You don't see that much in high school. It's against Revere.
Yeah.
pass interference against Revere.
That was kind of an excuse me thing. Joe was trying to get around him, didn't push him, you know. But still,
Peter, he
made
turned his head around. I mean, I don't have all the rules, but
made
I think
contact.
Once you turn your head around, though, I think and the ball's in the air, you got every right for that ball as the receiver does.
Yeah,
So.
that's the way I feel. But pass interference is always a slippery slope with me. Okay, you can hear Kyle Gotham's mother in the background. A familiar voice at all the home games and away games. Margot gets the snap, hands it off to number 1, Anderson. Anderson gets pulled down from behind by number 48.
Anderson on the carry. Romeus on the tackle for Revere.
It's Romeus. I've taught most of these kids, Mike. I never heard of him.
2nd and 9 for Cambridge from the 11-yard line of Revere.
Number 75 is a big kid on the line. He's opening up some holes. Adam Jones. Too tall, Jones. Okay, Cambridge quarterback, Margot in the gun. Hands it off underneath to number 1 again. He's going to find the corner, Mike. That's a touchdown.
Yep.
Touchdown, Cambridge. They got a big offensive line that's pushing people around up front and springing these guys loose. They're going to go for 2.
What a great angle we had on that one. We saw the hole right from up here.
Absolutely. It was like a bulldozer went through the Revere line and knocked them over. Emily DiGiulio just strolled into the stadium. Cambridge is going for 2. Throws it deep in the corner.
That's another
And
flag.
it's another. That's Bobby Rose with another pass interference. Cambridge is going to get a chance to do it again.
Yep. From half the distance, though.
Interference against Revere.
Yeah, at that point, it's not really that big a deal.
Replay.
So it looks like you get a set of refs today, Mike, that are going to be very touchy. You know, so lesson learned by Revere. Cambridge going for 2 again, hangs, and he walks into the end zone.
Untouched.
Shaquille Anderson with the touchdown and the 2 points. So we come back upfield, and the score is the Falcons of Cambridge 8, and your Revere Patriots 0. But as Mrs. Gotham keeps saying, it's a long game and it's early. You know, but you hate to get behind at home. 4:45 left in the first quarter. This is a perfect fall football day, Mike.
I think it's the calm before the storm, though, Peter. We got some weather coming in.
Yep. You'll be getting some overtime next week with all the wires that are going to be down, supposedly. You know, I mean, I was thinking, I'm not sure we're going to have school Monday. It's supposed to start blowing 60-mile-an-hour winds at 10 o'clock in the morning, but I certainly hope that we have school because whatever we get off in the fall, we have to add on to the summer. So I'll go to school in a monsoon and hope a lot of the kids stay home. Okay, Cambridge is going to kick off.
Not sure Emily agreed with you there, though, Peter.
Yeah. Why doesn't he call off school? That's all I hear. Okay. Wow.
Oh, that's a short kick.
That's a surprise kick. I thought he called for a fair catch.
I don't know what that was, Peter. That was something. Maybe he was telling everybody to get out of his way.
I know.
I got it.
Does he know that that's a sign for a fair catch? At any rate, he caught the ball. He got tackled with about a 1-yard gain. And Revere's going to have 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line, their own 34. Restiano goes out. Joe Ritchie goes out. We got Piazza. We got Portrait. We got the usual suspects on offense for Revere. I just got to give a shout to Stevie Selovich, who's first-year lineman for Revere, even though he's a junior. I think he's been doing a great job all season long. Dedicated kid. Portrait gets the ball, almost got the ball whacked again, but this time he tucked it in a little bit more secure. Gain of 2. Scrappy bunch. Cambridge is a scrappy bunch. They only got 10 guys on the sideline, Mike.
Pete, I guess we're going to find out what Revere's made out of this week.
Yep.
I mean, they haven't trailed in very many games, have they?
They really haven't, no. Well, actually, they trailed in the first quarter against Swampscott, at Swampscott, and then they came back. And last week, they were up 28-7 against English, and then they went behind 29-28, and they needed a field goal from Jeff. Okay.
Oh, that's a good battle right there by Gotham.
Stays on his feet and toughs it out to the
midfield.
Yeah, just about into half a yard into Cambridge territory.
That was a gain of like 16, 18 yards there,
yeah,
Peter.
and 10 of them were 6 by air, 10 by land. And he just twisted and turned and showed he has some strong legs on him. Well, Kyle's a good athlete. Joe's in the gun. Takes it, fakes the handoff, comes around, gets buried for a 2-yard loss.
I'm not sure what that flag was, Peter.
No, from where it was thrown.
Maybe a holding?
I don't think it's against Revere, but it might be.
Yep. For non-what?
I didn't hear what it was for, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any infraction on the play. I was going to say, if you hold and your player loses 2 yards, certainly it was a useless penalty. Well, Mike, looking ahead, we still got Masco. We still have Lynn Classical. And then, of course, Winthrop comes here on Thanksgiving Day. And if we could sit in these very seats and have the same outcome on Thanksgiving Day that we had the last time Winthrop was here, it'll make the turkey taste a lot better. But
you know something, Peter, 25 years later, and that's the truth. It does taste better with the win.
As you know, no matter what Winthrop's record is, and I think they're like 2-4 or 3-4 also, they just throw everything out the window as far as they're concerned when it comes out to Thanksgiving, because they come into the stadium just ready to rip your eyes out. And Revere has to be up to the task, no matter what their record is. Winthrop's not going to lay down for them. But let's concentrate on this one. Revere has the ball. It's 2nd and 12. The pole's in my face. Ritchie rolls out to the left. Throws it off the wrong foot. You know, I'm thinking, you know, if you run it a little bit more to set up a pass, he's thrown passes on the last 5 plays.
Oh, didn't have much time there either, though, Peter.
No, they chased him out of the pocket.
He looked up, and there was someone chasing him.
Yep. Well, they got deep into Cambridge territory the last time, and then they stalled. So let's see if they can get. Let's see if they get a first down here, because I think he's going to have to punt, Mike, if he doesn't. He's got him. Oh. Kyle Gotham had it on his fingertips and dropped it. So Revere's going to have to kick the ball away. .323 left in the first quarter.
Back to punt,
Richie
Peter.
back to punt. 4th and 12. High snap. Skids along the ground. They're going to let it roll, and it's about the 20-yard line. So Cambridge is going to take over at their own 20-yard line. They lead 8-0. There's a little over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. I see Athletic Director Sean Hart on the sideline in his shorts, as usual. The coaches for Revere High School are Lou Ciccatelli's the head coach, Vinny DiGregorio, Jose Escobar, Manny Velez, Danny DeCristoforo, Mike Kearney, Costas Biddy, and Al Palazzo are his assistants. The athletic director is Sean Hart. The principal is Laurencio Garcia. Your athletic trainer is Keith Correa. And the superintendent of schools is Mr. Paul Dakin. Actually, Dr. Paul Dakin. So I covered that.
You got it all, Peter.
Yep. They deserve a little recognition.
I think Lou has got Sean Hart in the weight room there. He might have shed a couple of pounds.
Yeah, well, the lunches aren't very good at Revere High School this year. So maybe he's staying away from there. He looks good. I like Sean. He's a good guy. You know, Cambridge is getting gains of just 10. Every time it's 10. They're right to the first down marker. And they're eating up a lot of yardage.
They get that little counter drop, Peter. They run it about 4 times already.
Yeah, keeping the flag guys busy. The Kingston brothers, John and Chris, and Mr. Tony Matera.
I was just gonna say, where's Tony?
Yeah, he's leaning on the pole on the 40.
Not for long.
No, the way Cambridge is running.
Right.
Okay, Margot is back. Hands it off to Shaquille. Shaquille goes around. He didn't get 10 that time. He got 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
It looked like he wasn't running hard there, Peter.
No, look. He just cruising, looking for a place to cut, it looked like. He does have some speed when we saw him head for that corner. Okay, Mogul is back. Still has Anderson in the backfield with him. He rolls to the right.
And a drop.
Number 3, Elijah Scott. Dropped it right at the first down marker, and it's going to be 3rd down for Cambridge. Oh, wow. A couple of monsters on the line for Cambridge. 75 must be 260. 88. Got to be 6'3", 6'4".
Wish we could grow them like that here, Peter. I tell you.
I don't know. We got good water, but it isn't that kind of water. Hands it underneath to Anderson. Anderson, whoa. He gets past the first down.
And another gain of 10.
Exactly. Another gain of 10. Eddie Valsimus was a touchdown-saving tackle because if he got by him, he was gone. The kid's shifty. The kid Anderson is pretty shifty. Cambridge going no huddle. Just keep getting Revere guys to the line. There goes Margo. He fades back.
He's throwing it up.
2-step back. Oh, it's intercepted by
What a
Tommy
great play.
Portrait. That's a great play. Interception by Tom Portrait. And Revere's going to get the ball back.
Nope.
No,
That's
no
why they
penalty
play both
flags.
ways, Peter. You need your athletes on the field all the time.
No, you're
and,
right. And Tommy's probably the best athlete they have. You know.
Yeah. I know he plays both ways. I would love to see him get just a couple of more touches.
No, I agree.
On offense.
You're watching Revere High School against Cambridge High School on a Saturday morning, a beautiful Saturday morning at the end of October. We got Stevie Piazza split to the right. We got Kyle Gotham split way to the left. Single backfield, Andy Restiano.
Oh.
Joe Ritchie.
Oh, no.
Joe Ritchie runs right up the middle and runs into his own blocker.
Oh, my goodness.
That's all right. It's a first down by 15-yard gain.
Oh, Peter, that could have been big.
He could have been gone. Joe's fast.
That was a great play, Peter. No one to blame there. I mean, he was looking for someone to block. You know,
No, you're right. No,
he had
that's
no
right.
idea where Joe was going. I don't think Joe knew where Joe was going.
Well, I think people don't realize that when you have a football helmet on, your peripheral vision is limited.
Yeah.
You know, you see in front of you. That's it. You know, you can't see behind you or even to your side. Okay. We got Portrait and Piazza split to the right. We got Gotham split to the left. Ciccatelli screaming for a timeout, didn't like what he saw.
I heard someone yell Tommy on the other side, so I think.
Louis telling Joe, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah.
You know?
I just think they were in the wrong formation there.
Yeah,
I
I
heard it
think
right
so.
from behind us, Peter. So
No, you're right.
Their offensive coordinator yelling.
I'm looking at the Revere High cheerleaders over there, and Kate Ferranti, that graduated last year, is on a Division I cheering squad, traveling cheering squad at UMass Amherst.
Wow. Oh. That looked like that was sniffed out early, Peter.
Certainly was. Tommy Portrait got buried in the backfield for about an 8-yard loss. You know, getting back to kids that graduated, a couple of years ago, Marissa Parent graduated. She was Player of the Week 2 times this year for Framingham State in the MESCAC League. She's their leading scorer. She was Rookie of the Year as a freshman in MESCAC. And we have Raquel McDonald, ran for my track team, just was named a member of the Boston College track team. She's going to run the 400 hurdles for them. So we got some people out there that
Peter,
graduate from this school that are making us proud.
That BC thing, Peter, for Raquel is spectacular. And people have no matter what division that you may play in, if you go on to play in college, it's an achievement and a half.
You know,
and then when you Division I is just like something that's out of this world.
I misspoke. I was very excited because she was on my track team, and I was very excited when she made the team. And I misspoke by saying that she might have been the only female ever to make a Division I team, and I was corrected because there were at least 3 other girls. Jackie Farrell played tennis for Harvard. Maura Driscoll was a gymnast and a cheerleader at UCLA in the 80s. And we had another tennis player that played at Virginia Tech. So we have had some women, you know, and the first people that come to mind are like Patrice Missiano. She had a great career at Bentley, but people don't know Bentley is a great Division II program, but not a Division I. You know, Division I just has that special significance, you know. And for Kate Ferranti to make a Division I cheering squad is still an accomplishment, you know. So we got girls out there and boys, you know.
Yeah.
What was his name? The kid the Bosnian kid that ended up, nationally recognized. He went to Wheaton as a track athlete. Merzudin. He was great. So we got kids going on to bigger and better things. But right now, Revere needs some help.
Oh,
They're down by 8. It's the beginning of the second quarter, and they got 2nd and 15. Joe scoots around the backfield. I mean, I tell you something. Cambridge is scrappy, Mike. They're blitzing from a couple of sides. They got that little kid, the littlest kid on the line, 43, just tackled Richie. So.
Yep. They look like they released a little bit too early there, Peter.
Yep.
To get downfield because.
Over aggressive. Lou just told him, calm down. Calm down.
Well, quarterback draw, which was great, but there was only white shirts there. All the red shirts that abandoned them.
Okay, they come up to the line.
3rd and 15.
Looking for Portrait.
Oh, that's a great play.
Yeah.
That was one of the best thrown balls he had all year, Peter.
Yeah, it was. The problem was the defender was 6 inches taller than Tommy.
Yep.
When he puts his arm up, he's 9 feet tall. So. They wouldn't have made it spelling bee. They put 3 W's in Rowdy. I don't understand what's going on. Must have failed at the spelling bee. Okay, nice punt by Richie. Nobody was back, so it's going to roll to about the 37. Tommy touches it down. And Revere's going to have a shot.
I don't know necessarily if I agree with not putting anybody back there, Peter, to receive a punt.
I know. I was wondering what that was all about. Do you think they thought they were going to go for it?
Well,
you still have to have somebody back.
My thing is, I could see if you put all 11 guys on the line or whatever you have to do to try to block the punt, but they didn't even try to do that. So
No.
I don't know.
Mike, it's high school football, and we've seen things that we can't explain.
Yeah. That's why we're up here, Peter, or at least that's why I'm up here, because I don't know.
Oh, hands underneath to Anderson. Anderson's been having a feast on Revere, and he takes the corner, and he's going to be gone unless somebody can grab him.
Anderson on the carry.
Yeah.
Silva in on a tackle for Revere.
It's Tommy Portrait's dad trying to wake him up. Number 23, Caleb Silva, made a touchdown-saving tackle because that kid was going.
Nope.
Okay, they need to wake up. They don't need to give. They don't need to be 2 touchdowns down. The workhorse,
Yep.
Anderson.
Anderson on the carry.
Carrying a few guys.
I'll tell you, number 54 for Cambridge.
Oh, yeah. On a tackle for Revere.
I don't
Eddie Foster, a senior, he just cleared out one of the Revere linemen about 10 yards back. Okay, Cambridge in the gun. Haven't been out of the gun yet. Going to the well one too many
it's
times.
A good play.
Mike.
Yep, good play by Kyle. Always a sportsman. Helping the guy
Kyle
up.
is a real decent kid. He really is. Always has been. Set of parents that are really instilling some good values in them. Where's Ben? You got to get going shortly.
Oh!
Quick out to number 19, Elijah Booker. Mike, right now, I think Lou should call a timeout and just get them all together and get in their faces because, you know something? They're giving up yardage in every possible way. Through the air, on the ground. They got to wake up. Goes to Anderson again. He goes up the middle, and he goes in for the touchdown. So we're talking a 14-point right now.
Yep.
Deficit. Cambridge is going to go for 2, and Revere puts himself in a hole in the first half. They haven't
see this
looked
clock,
sharp,
but I
Mike.
think it's 7:49 left, Peter. No,
Yeah.
they have not. Not defensively, they have not.
They just haven't looked sharp.
That's a good play right there. Another nice play
tackle
by Kyle.
Kyle Gotham.
Cambridge 14, Revere, no score.
Revere's got that look, heads down. You know, you got 2.5 quarters left. Get a nice run back now. Get it into the end zone before the end of the quarter, and you're down 1 touchdown.
You know, Peter, I don't have the sense that they know that they're 5-1. You know what I'm saying? Is that how you feel about today?
Yeah. They don't have that swagger. They really don't. And they should, because they beat a good English team the last time they were out here. And came back at the end of the game. I mean, that should have been a motivation for the rest of the season. Just something about it. Maybe it's the morning game. I don't know. Left-footed kicker. Comes down another 14, Ravi Ryland. There's a penalty, 2 penalties. Flags are flying like it's Memorial Day. There's another one. A lot of poop going on out there. Gotta keep your composure, boys. Can't be stupid. You're down 2 touchdowns. You're gonna rile up the refs. Can do nothing but hurt you. That was Ravi Ryland that received that ball. Let's see what these are. It's got to be some kind of the ref's talking to Lou, and it looks like he's swinging his fist. Somebody might have thrown a punch.
I think he's out of the game, Peter. I think I just heard that.
Rose.
No, somebody bigger than that. That was the.
Well, Rose came off. He's the one that had to be restrained by his
is that number 22?
by his teammates. Yes.
Okay. He could be done for the day,
Bobby
Peter.
Rose. The ref is motioning that he was pounding somebody in the huddle. And you know something? That's I'm not going to say it.
Against Revere.
So offsetting fouls, but Revere gets rejected. Bobby Rose gets thrown out of the game. You got to keep your composure, guys.
And then Cambridge gets a personal foul in their offsetting foul.
Sometimes, Mike, high school players have the mentality that, you know, you got to be a tough guy. You can't be tough on the field. Be tough at your position. You know, there's no place for that. So,
I agree,
Revere goes
Peter.
the rest
Yeah.
of the game with without one of their valuable players, and it sticks you even more into the hole.
Well, get
So
all
an
the laundry
unfortunate-
cleaned up off the field now. Here we go.
An unfortunate set of circumstances, but it is what it is. You know, that guy was very demonstrative, that ref, in what he saw. You know. Okay, here we go. You know something? I don't think Rose had touched the ball at all this game in the first place. So he's a good player, but just can't be any of that. Okay, nice fake by Joe Ritchie. And they're still reaching for the ball. You know, Cambridge is still reaching for the ball. Rightly so. I mean, Tommy carries it like a loaf of bread. Stevie Selovich limping around over there. A vociferous crowd here. Plenty of time, Mike. 6:50 left in the second quarter.
Peter, I didn't see it, but it looked like they might have grabbed his face mask. That's what the fans are yelling about.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but.
And if it was right in front of that ref, so.
Okay, Ritchie takes the snap. Hands it off on a delay to Portrait. If he can get around that corner, Tommy Portrait has a lot of speed, and he gets run out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Big hole right there, Peter.
Yeah, Mike, you know, you were right when you commented a few minutes ago that you'd like to see Portrait get more touches. I believe he is the best athlete on this team. Here comes Selovich limping off the field. His line coach, Vinny DiGregorio, asking him what's going on. Linemen take a beating. Oh, like Mrs. Gotham needs a bullhorn now. Are you kidding me? She is just great. Okay. That's Caleb Silva. Nope, that's Andy Restiano up the middle.
Yeah.
Gets 2 or 3 more yards. Maybe the ejection will be a form of motivation for this team. We'll see what happens.
Oh, we got 6 minutes left in the first half.
Second and 8 for Revere.
That crowd is filled in a little bit.
Yeah, much better.
The Bagel Bunch at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, the pole's right in my way, but I'm gonna get.
Joe's in the shotgun.
I see him. Swings it out to Gotham. Gotham takes the ball on the pass and maybe gets 2 yards.
Oh my goodness, Peter.
Here we go. Can only hope that those batteries are weak in that bullhorn. She is a #1 fan, I'll tell you. She had a bell for the first couple of games. And I remember her in Pop Warner. She was just as loud and just as supportive of the team. Okay, her son, Kyle Gotham, is split to the left. Restiano's in the backfield.
3rd and 6, maybe?
Looks like a little confusion on the line. Stevie Piazza fades out.
Oh. Peter, I'm not sure Portrait ever got his hands on the ball.
I don't think so. I don't think so. There was a problem with the transfer, and the Cambridge player.
He got hit as he was getting the ball, so.
The Cambridge player, I think it was number 62. He wasn't a small guy. That's Elijah Jacks. That actually just picked the ball out of somebody's hands in the transfer and just went. You know, we don't have a camera here, so you can walk by here. Right? And Mike.
Listen, Peter, he gained some. He was fast. That kid who picked up the ball.
62.
Too.
I mean, he's a lineman or a linebacker. You know, the number on his back tells you that he's not a skill player.
Yeah, and he opened up 10 yards on the next guy chasing him.
Absolutely. But you know something? I didn't. Oh, I thought that might have been interference again.
Yeah.
But they come back up the field, and it's 20-0, Mike. Not an insurmountable lead, but the way Revere's playing, it might be a long second half. They got to buckle down on defense, and then they just don't look sharp on offense. You know they could be sharper than this. We were talking about number 62 taking off and gaining yards on him. I never played organized football. But I played a lot of games against other schools when I was in college and all that stuff, played in the Sunday morning league. I know that when I get out in the open, nobody was going to catch you. You know, you just found the speed to leave everybody in the dust, and that's what that kid did.
And I know we put everybody in the dust by 10 yards. My problem is, though, Peter, is that the effort doesn't seem like it's there. I mean, we only had one kid chasing after him.
Revere was standing there watching him.
Right.
Everybody was standing there. Maybe they were surprised that he got the ball, but there was a problem with the transfer of the ball, and he just picked it right out of the air. That was a heads-up play by him. I see him standing right across from us. You know, he ain't running 100 in the Olympics. And they let him go. Okay, comes down again to Caleb Silva. Tries to get around the corner. And he gets met. Gets bet by number 52, Messiah Arroyo.
Pete, I'd like to see him make a little bit of an adjustment on the kickoff, too. You got 3 people deep. The kid hasn't kicked the ball further than 30 yards. And, you know, you got 4 potential blockers behind the ball.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
We have a kicker that kicks the ball like a college kid. They don't.
Right.
You know.
Well,
maybe they'll make that adjustment at halftime, but I'd like to see them score a touchdown before the half, Mike. And then you come back with 2. You need 2 to get back into the game. Okay. Piazza was in motion. Mike, that offensive line is breaking down for Revere. They're in the backfield before Joey can get a chance to do anything.
Yeah, they get. It's that time you got to smack somebody in the mouth, Peter.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely.
I'm saying?
Legally.
Legally, yes. Yes.
We smacked somebody in the mouth and we lost a player. 5 minutes, about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, just a football term. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. We don't condone violence here at Revere TV, unless it helps us.
Yeah.
Revere spent a lot of time making up a lot of ground today, and they could turn things around. Look at Kyle Gotham lines up at quarterback. Little wrinkle. It's going to be third.
You know what, Peter? I didn't even realize Kyle lined up the previous play too. Joe
3rd
ran
and
the
14.
wrong way. So.
That's right. Yeah. I like to see them utilize this kid, Stevie Piazza. He transferred from Pope John. His father, just a friend of mine, great guy. He's going to be a very, very big addition to the lacrosse team this year. But he can play football, I tell you. He's small, but he's tough. Little screen.
A lot of great plays.
Little screen to him, gets him blocking in front of him. All right. Goes to portrait, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Reminds me of Woodhead.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was from Revere, and he went to Pope John, and he lost contact with some of the Revere kids, you know, the high school kids that hang around. Your son's one of them. You know, and then when he came back to Revere, it was like he was one of the crowd all the time. He just blended right in. He's one of them now, you know. And that's the way Revere high school kids are, especially the circles that our kids run in.
Yep.
Emily, where's Ben? You got to go. Timeout, Revere. 20-second timeout. It's a good opportunity for me to say this is Revere TV you're watching. Channels 8, 9, and 22 on your cable box. You want sports, you want old movies, you want politics, tune into those 3 channels and you'll get everything you want. School notes, school business, we're there. Revere TV, Bob Dunbar, executive producer. We got Sergio Leone on camera today, Debbie DiGiulio on camera. And we have Angel, I really don't know his last name. So we got 3 cameras doing this game. He's paying special attention. Tune in, Revere TV, your community source in this town. Okay, Joe Ritchie takes a snap, fades back. It's 4th down. He lets it fly, and he got belted as he released it. Now
Yeah,
Cambridge
he is being chased out of the pocket all day long.
That's right. He's a marked man. Cambridge is gonna have the ball in Revere territory, up 20-0. A little over 2 minutes left in the quarter. They got nothing to lose. Joe Ritchie dejectedly sitting on the bench. Get up and rally your troops, Joe. You're one of the captains. Get up and rally your troops. The game's not over. Hand off to Anderson. He's been shredding the Revere defense all day, Mike. Goes around the side. I thought he stepped out of bounds at about the 22.
Cheerleader got knocked down, Peter, and Cambridge player number 2 right there to help her out. Very nice.
A gentleman.
Oh.
There's a snap. Handoff underneath to Anderson. Mike, he's got to have close to 100 yards so far today.
Agreed.
He's just been running wild. Ben, hey Ben, here you going. Second and 8 for Cambridge. They're fairly deep in Revere territory. They've had the same setup all day. I said they threw 47 times last week. They threw 4 times today so far, so much for pass. So much for the scouting report that I got.
Well, I think they found something that they do very well.
team,
That's give it to number 1.
No kidding. Not to be repetitive, but I'm looking at that offensive line for Cambridge, and they're monsters. When you look at the offensive line for Revere,
Yep.
they don't line up. Okay, you got Margall and Anderson in the backfield. That's all they've needed underneath to Anderson.
Nope.
Gives it a little Gale Sayers shift.
All right, we're going to have a 4th down here, Peter.
Yep. With 1:39, so. Eddie Valsimus, another great kid. One of the funniest kids at the high school. Okay, 4th and 2. It says 4th and 1 on the scoreboard. That's an offside on Revere.
Yeah. And
Did he catch the ball?
he
Yes,
came
he
down
did.
with it, yep. Out jumped him.
So the penalty doesn't count.
Nope.
Yeah. One thing you could bet all your money on right now is that Cambridge is going to decline that penalty. That was number 3, Elijah Scott, that leapt over everybody They're going to go for 2.
Yeah, fourth time I've heard that yet today, Peter.
No effort, Mike. No effort. Now, 28-0 at halftime. Something we didn't expect, something the Revere High School coaches didn't expect. They're running into a tiger today.
Well, you compete with Everett and you put up 30 points on I'm sure, a big, strong Everett team, right?
On their first defense, because it was the first half, you know?
Yeah.
So. Okay, you got to play the second half. Let's go. If you give up 28, you can get 28. Yeah. This isn't a bad Revere High School team. It's a 5-1 team on the verge of being ranked.
Yeah.
After beating Lynn English.
They just moved Portrait up a little bit.
Maybe they heard you.
No.
Because this kid, you know, we could kick farther than he can. Here comes Kyle Gotham. He gets cut under at the 35. We got exactly 1 minute left in the quarter. So, Lou's got a little talking to do in the huddle at halftime and see if he can rally the troops. I mean, there has to be something that the coaches see that maybe we could adjust somehow. I mean, like you said, we'll see what happens on this set of downs, but Cambridge has been in the backfield more than our running backs.
Yeah, they have spent more time there than our running backs.
Exactly. You know, so here we come. Gotham's in motion.
Okay, everybody on the short side of the field.
They're in there again, Mike. Restiano gets barreled under for a 3-yard loss. You know, they pulled Joe Ritchie in a little bit closer to the center in the gun. You know, so he gets the ball a fraction of a second quicker, but didn't seem to help.
We're just not sustaining our blocks very long, Peter.
Huh. Hands it underneath. Oh, and he runs into 3 or 4 Cambridge defenders.
Yeah.
That was Restiano again. He's a tough kid. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout Revere.
That's it.
Oh, that's the end of the half. So at the end of one half of football at Harry Delarusso Stadium, it's Revere. Not doing much in that first half, Mike. On the scoreboard or off the scoreboard. I mean, Cambridge is a tough team.
Well, we could probably talk the whole intermission about how many good things Cambridge is doing right now. But not much to say on the Revere side, Peter.
Oh, absolutely.
Not right now.
And when you're looking at the Cambridge team walking over to the corner, they don't have more than 16 guys. They have 15 or 16 guys that they're playing with.
Yeah.
Well, it's 28-0 at the half. You're watching Revere TV on a beautiful October morning in Revere. Hopefully the second half will be a little bit better for our team. We'll be back. Go get yourself a bagel. Oh. Told me to put them up there.
I'm on their system now. I'm on theirs. There, the big thing.
Lights, camera, action. Looking to showcase your own show, star in your own series, or share your opinion with the Revere community at large? Then join Revere TV, your community media center. Through Revere TV, you can learn to create, produce, and edit your own program, and then watch it on TV. Revere TV members have access to a state-of-the-art studio, cameras, and editing equipment. We offer classes in producing and editing. All you need to do is have an idea. We can teach you the skills to make it happen, no matter where your interests lie or the languages you speak. Revere TV is where you can make your voice heard. Revere TV membership is open to anyone who lives, works, or is part of an organization based in Revere. Membership is free, so simply go to reveretv.org and sign up today and join Revere TV, your community source.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't see a kickoff. I really didn't. You know, I'm getting old. I miss things. So, illegal procedure against Cambridge. And Revere's got to buckle down. Everybody I talked to down there. There it is. There it is. There it is.
and that's how you hit, Peter.
Omar Morales. There wasn't one Revere player in the Cambridge backfield the whole first half. So maybe that's a good omen for the second half, that on the first play from scrimmage, Revere finally wakes up.
Okay.
Looks around and finds a receiver in the middle of the field. After you chase him out of the pocket for the first time all day,
That's
he finds somebody in the middle.
they only rushed 3 people there, Peter, and I think they just, you know, couldn't put any pressure on them anywhere else. 'Cause
Nope.
the other 2 guys were double teamed.
It's all a matter of concentration, Mike. Pay attention to what your job is on the field and not what's going on in other places on the field. Now they hand it off, gets a couple of yards, same old, same old, same old. Anderson with the carry.
That didn't go for 8, Peter. Only went for 3. That's
Yep.
Morales in on that last tackle for Revere.
Second and 8. Same backfield the whole game for Cambridge. Up, drops back a couple of steps, gets it out to number 2,
Uh-oh.
steps over a couple of players.
Oh, I thought he was going to let him go there for a second, Peter.
Romeus wouldn't let go of his foot. Elijah Scott with the reception. Third and 5. I think Cambridge has mixed up their plays pretty nicely today, Mike.
Yep.
Drops back 2 steps, looks to go, finds him in between 3 Revere defenders. Number 2, Rafael Guzman. Cambridge goes 70 yards in 6 plays, Mike. Highlighted by that thread the needle pass between 3 Revere defenders.
All I can say, Peter, is that ball's got to be knocked down somehow.
Somebody has to see it coming between them. It wasn't 2 feet from 3 players. Joe Ritchie stops a 2-point conversion. But what's the term? The horse is out of the barn. It's 34-0 with 8 minutes left in the third quarter.
Cambridge 34, Revere no score.
Very uncharacteristic of Revere this year, Mike.
In recent years, Peter, I mean, this is not, we've had some losses, but
Reminiscent of Thanksgiving last year, Mike. I think Winthrop put 35, whatever. on us.
But at least it was back and forth a little bit. I mean, I know the last, 8 minutes got a little bit crazy, but we controlled a lot of that game, Peter. We haven't controlled
At all?
anything. Nothing.
Nope, from the very first.
I
set
can't
of
remember
downs.
in the last few years since we've been doing this, I don't remember a domination of 22 and another 3 minutes, 25 minutes like this against us.
You're right. Come on, Tom. Tommy takes it on. Tommy Porter's got it. He goes around to the left. He gets pushed out of bounds at the 46.
Okay.
I was talking to the guys, the flag guys, the Kingstons and Tony Matera at halftime, and he said that the Cambridge players were all gentlemen. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Picking people up. I mean, he just said just a great bunch of kids. He said a lot of times they see kids on the sideline over there and they're swearing and they're, being derogatory to the other team. He said these guys are just a bunch of gentlemen. So it's not even like you can hate them for something,
Yeah.
you know?
It's refreshing to hear, too, Peter, I got to tell you. It's nice to hear. Not,
Yeah, it is
not
nice
so much
to hear.
refreshing,
Yep,
but
it is nice to hear. Okay, Joe drops back, gets it out to Gotham. Gotham tries to get to the outside, and he does.
Yeah. That was a good stiff arm right there by
Gets
Kyle.
a first down. Kyle knocks somebody off him. Mike, still plenty of time.
Well, let's get a couple of touchdowns on the board here, Peter. And
Yep. See where it goes from there, but you got to start with one. Across the middle. I don't understand who was throwing it to, Mike.
Yep.
There had to be a mix-up on the play because there was nobody around.
It looked like one of the receivers stopped running his route.
Might have, yeah.
And maybe that's why. Maybe he got hung up.
Some great comments by Mrs. Gotham.
Yep.
There's that 15-yard jaunt that guy takes once every couple of games.
Yep.
So, there's a little luck on Revere's side for once.
On Cambridge. Oh, there we go, Peter. That's
Yeah, a little luck on our side for once. Let's take advantage of it. We're on the 25-yard lines, 1st and 10. Joe Ritchie's still in the gun, low snap. That's a 15-yard loss, Mike.
they're gonna call him in the grasp for only 7. So
I don't think so. 53's not in the program, but I tell you, he's in the backfield for Revere. I mean, for Cambridge all day. My God. And Chris Kingston made a good point. Number 20 on their team has been cutting off the end the whole day, and he's like 5'6".
probably just a good, smart
Number
football
22,
player.
yeah. Joe rolls out to the right, gets it up top. Kyle Gotham,
Oh, he catches
touchdown! Nice concentration by Kyle Gotham, and Revere's on the board. 6:05 left in the third quarter. Kyle Gotham does a little juggling act, should be with Circus Schmerkes, but finally comes down with it and ends up in the end zone.
Hey, out jumped 2 defenders there,
He
Peter.
did. Well, Kyle's a big kid. Kyle's the tallest kid on the team. So Revere's on the board.
Yeah. That's just what we needed, Peter.
Yep. I mean, we got plenty of time. We got 18 minutes almost left in the game.
A 2-minute drive.
Aided by a Cambridge penalty.
Yeah, well.
And now we're going to go for 2. Okay, Tommy Porter goes around.
Nope.
No, he didn't make it.
Nope.
So it's going to be 34-6 when they come back and kick it out. You know, sometimes Tommy gives an extra juke that he doesn't need to give. I thought if he just stayed on the course going to the...
Follow the blocker, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Well,
he juked to the outside one more time, and that's where somebody was.
Well, when you jump straight up from that place, too, after the next juke that he shouldn't have taken, and then you get yourself up in the air, you can't...
No, you're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
But still love it when the ball's in his hands right now. So
That's right.
a lot of positive yardages coming from Tommy.
Anderson, number 1, book of 19, back to receive for Cambridge. 31, Shimbert kicking off for Revere.
Okay, Jeff Simmett to kick off. He's got at least a college foot on him. Would you sneak an onside kick after the first score?
Maybe after the second score.
You know something?
Let me get myself back in the game first, Peter.
I know, but what was that? Really?
Something in between, maybe?
It wasn't much more than an onside kick. I mean, if you're going to pin him back, pin him back. Now they get the ball at the 44-yard line, now 42. And Revere's got to step up defensively, Mike. They haven't done it all so far. When you give up 5 touchdowns, I think they've scored on all but one possession, Cambridge. Here they come again. Same backfield. Groundhog Day.
Sorry.
Underneath to Anderson. Anderson takes it.
Yep. Oh,
Finds
that's
a
nice
hole.
Move.
Got 12.
Sorry, I was watching one of our Patriot players have a meltdown on the sideline there.
I'm not keeping, obviously I'm not a statistician here, but Anderson has to have over 100 yards, Mike.
And
he's adding to it right now.
Doesn't take long to get to 100 yards when you're picking up 8 and 10 at a rattle.
Exactly. Here we go. Cambridge 1st and 10. Halfway into Revere territory. Hands off underneath to Anderson.
Anderson on the carry.
Doesn't seem like it's a hard thing to snuff out, Mike. They've done it 25 times today.
Yeah.
Second and 7 for Cambridge.
Oh boy, here we go.
There might be more action off the field than on the field in a few minutes, Mike.
Yep. Peter, you know what it is that the defensive line is not exploding off of the ball. I mean, they're not shooting gaps. They're just.
Mike, neither line today has impressed me.
Yep.
The offensive line hasn't opened up any holes for anybody. It hasn't stopped Cambridge from getting into the backfield, and the defensive line hasn't been able to get to anybody. Couple of flashes, but that's it. Cambridge driving again. 3rd and 5. You got to think it's 2 downs.
Oh,
Here we go.
that
Offside.
had to be something.
That was offside Cambridge, I believe. Our illegal procedure. First down. It was offside Revere. I thought Cambridge moved. But when it rains, it pours. Talking about a hurricane.
Offsides against Revere is declined.
That's 1st and 10 from the 10. So it's 1st and goal.
On the carry.
Anderson gets 2 more yards.
And that last tackle for Revere. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line for Cambridge.
Okay, 2:24 left in the 3rd quarter. Cambridge knocking on the door again. By virtue of a penalty, sloppy plays underneath to Anderson.
And number 1.
Yep. He's been number 1 today, that's for sure. Not only on his back, but on the field.
And on that last tackle for Revere. Third and goal from the 6-yard line for Cambridge. Officials timeout for an injured player.
Not sure who that is on the ground, Peter, but I don't see number 1 anywhere.
It's a Cambridge player.
Stadium at 7 p.m.
I could be Anderson on the ground.
Might be.
Lynn English, Lynn Classical Brand.
So we got Classical, Masco, Thanksgiving, right? Is that the?
I believe so. Next Friday night, it's Classical here. Masco away the following weekend. And then Winthrop comes here for Thanksgiving.
We are, yes.
That might be Shaquille Anderson on the ground. I believe it is, Mike. He has carried the ball close to 20 times today. Has to be. It is him.
Yep.
He's been taking a lot of punishment. He's not a big kid.
A lot of punishment, 10 yards down the field every time, Peter.
Really? No, but, when you carry it 25 times in high school.
Maybe he'll
Uh,
lost his breath or something.
Shaquille Anderson might have got the wind knocked out of him. But give that boy a hand, I tell you, not just for getting up off the ground, but for how he's played today. Looks like he's replaced by number 4, Joe Kozlowski.
Oh, they're down from the 5, Peter.
Yep. Be a nice boost for Revere if they could keep him out of the end zone. Kozlowski now in the backfield with Mahal. It's hard to come off the bench. I'm thinking that he's going to pass. It's hard to come off the bench at the 5 and bring it in, but I might be wrong. Throws it in. Oh.
Had a guy wide open.
Joe Ritchie didn't move. I mean, he's in the end zone. He really didn't move to make a play. We have to stay up. There's 1:22 left in the quarter. You keep them out here, and you start a nice drive. Let's go. Come on, Revere. It's a mental thing now, not a physical thing. You got to stay tough mentally. Okay, here we go. Kozlowski in the backfield. You know they're going to throw. He throws it out. Oh, And he was out of bounds. Number 19.
Yeah. Okay.
Elijah Booker stating his case, but the ref's not listening. And Revere's going to take over at the 5-yard line. It's 1 minute, 14 seconds left in the third quarter. And Revere's down 34-6. I'd have to think that if Anderson was in the game,
It would have been.
Cambridge might have been kicking
plays.
off to
Right.
us now. So, Revere comes up with 1 minute and 14 left in the quarter, down by 28 points. Got to pull out a couple of stops now, Mike. Joe Ritchie goes under center for the first time today.
Yeah. We've seen that play a couple of times.
Hands it off to Portrait. I believe. No, it was Andy Restiano. No, it was Portrait. Gains 2, 3, 4, 2nd and 6.
Leon into that last tackle for Cambridge. Second down for Revere.
Ritchie fades back, goes over the middle. Wow.
Who did he?
Complete pass.
He had number 44 wide open.
Yes, he did. He threw behind Portrait a little bit. Stevie Piazza has pretty good hands for a good little player.
Saying he missed 2 of them then.
So now we're 3rd and 6. No sense in rushing things. You just got to get it done. Efficiency is what's key now.
Well, this place emptied out, Peter. Nobody left in the stands.
Well, it wasn't full to begin with, so it wasn't a mass exodus. Okay, let's go. 3rd down and 6. Joe's getting chased. Throws it out. Revere's going to have to punt it out and give Cambridge good field position again. Again,
Yeah.
2 Cambridge guys in the backfield before Joe had a chance to do anything with the ball. So.
Chick is not going to like reviewing this tape, I can tell you
No,
that.
he is. It's not going to be fun watching this. But you know something? Cambridge must have played some great teams this year to have 4 losses. Obviously, we know they played Everett.
Well, let's hope Chick can get through to him. Lesson learned.
Nice punt.
Yeah, nobody back again.
It's going to roll. It's going to roll to midfield just about. And that's where Cambridge is going to take over. They're up 34-6. There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
So we got one more quarter of this thing, and let's see if Revere can salvage some pride here.
Well, I'd like to put this day behind us.
Yeah, I'm sure they do too. Just wasn't from the very beginning, it wasn't an effort that you could say was all out by the Revere Patriots. They were a step behind. They weren't crisp. Maybe it was 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, but
I don't know, Peter. We've been doing this for a while, and we've seen some good and some bad, and I think we're pretty fair in our analysis of what we see.
Oh yeah, we don't pick on anybody. We're
right,
just honest in what we say.
But there was no effort today.
No, and you
None.
know, especially after they got down by 2 touchdowns. You know, there wasn't very much of an effort at all. You know, can't give up. You got the uniform on, play till the end. Hey, we'll see. We'll see right now. We'll see right now what Cambridge is going to do. Are they still going to make an effort? Anderson's back in the game.
It wouldn't shock me to see Anderson rush for 200 yards today, Peter.
I bet you he will. Still a whole quarter left. So it's Cambridge going to get the ball 2 or 3 more times, including this time. There it is. Heads to the outside.
And there's a pickup of 8.
Yep.
Is anybody keeping stats up there?
No, I don't think so. But he has to have 150 yards. Okay, Cambridge goes to a huddle. They haven't really huddled very much today.
Count to 200, I'm pretty sure. 184? Thank you very much. Peter just got the word. Anderson has 184 yards.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have at least that many, man. He's been gaining 8 yards a clip. We're looking at a great high school performance by this kid today. He gets the ball again. Goes one way, shifts direction, and just stays on his feet for 10 more, Mike.
Anderson on the carry.
That's
Riley in on the tackle for Revere.
12 more for 196, Peter, I think that
Yep.
was.
Well, he's going to go over 200. We haven't seen too many 200-yard rushes. I don't think. Did Trey run for over 200 yards in any game when he was here?
Last tackle for Revere.
I'm not sure that he did. 200 yards is.
That's a lot of running.
Well, it is a lot of running. I mean, even in the NFL, there's not a lot of guys that run over 200 yards a game. You got to get the ball a lot. He's got it 25 times. He's got it again. He's going to go to the left. He's got 200 yards and more. He just won't go down.
Anderson on the carry.
Yeah.
Silver in on the tackle for Revere.
That's about 210 now, Peter.
Yeah, well, those of you that are still watching, this is Revere TV. And we're watching the Revere High Patriots.
And one of the most memorable performances by an opposing player that
Absolutely. I haven't seen, I don't think I've seen a kid run for 200 yards. And when we're talking about a little fire plug of a kid who's, just has great feet, holds on to the ball, switches directions really quick. And there he is again.
Yeah.
There's a fumble.
Nope, they get him down.
Recovered by Cambridge.
That was just pure exhaustion on his.
Second and 10.
Doesn't look like Cambridge has anybody to replace him because they got 4 people on the bench.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of players on the bench. But they had number 4 in there. Anderson's limping around a little bit. But, hey, if it works, keep on going to it.
Yeah, well,
And it has worked all day long. Steps back.
oh, that's a great play.
Yeah, Andy Restiano made a great interception in the end zone.
That looked almost one-handed-ish.
Yes, I think it was one-handed.
Andy Ricciano on the interception for Revere.
So we're playing for pride, Mike, and we need
First and
to
10 for Revere.
we need to just go all out every play now until the end of the game. 8:04 left in the game. 34-6. You're watching Revere TV, your source in Revere for anything you like on the tube. Channels 8, 9, and 22. Take a look online, reveretv.org. Okay, pitch out to Portrait. Portrait tries to go around the corner. He gets run out by number 23. They're looking for a late hit. It was a shove.
Knocked out of bounds by McMillan.
Cameron McMillan knocked him out of bounds, then gave him a little good luck shove. It's not going to make that much of a difference at this point, Mike.
Well, you just want to make sure it doesn't get chippy or, you know.
Yeah.
Because when you're up 30, you know, it's like adding insult to injury there.
Okay, we got Richie in the gun again. He's got nobody in the backfield, and he's got 4 receivers split. Throws it up for good. Oh, off a bad.
Wow, the blitz came off the backside there, Peter. Woo.
Leroy Robinson dropped a sure interception.
Wow, nobody picked him up, Peter. He was making a beeline for Joe.
Absolutely. Oh, Joe's been under pressure the whole day. You know, he's not a big kid. Okay, here we come to the line again. 3rd and 6. If not for a juggling catch by Kyle Gotham, we wouldn't have anything on the board. Restiano in the backfield. Joe takes the snap. Restiano's in the backfield mostly to block.
Yeah, he didn't miss that one, Peter.
No, number 5 had his second chance, and he made good. He drops the ball, and Joe Ritchie picks it up. Can't advance it.
Peter, we
get the ball back.
Flag on the play, so.
I think the flag is after the fumble, Mike.
No, it was before, Peter.
Was it?
Yeah, I saw him chuck it when he was running it back. It might have been an illegal block after the interception. Yep.
So Revere has the ball.
Yep.
Good. So Revere, you have to capitalize on these breaks that the other team's going to give you. That kid number 5, Leroy Robinson, he was going to miss that second interception. 7:02 left in the game.
I didn't see who caused the fumble, but.
Little out to Gotham. Little stutter step gets 5. Let's come right to the line. Come on.
Maybe we could have, you know, now that I think back on it, armchair quarterback, a Monday quarterback, whatever you want to call me, maybe a few more screens.
Yeah, maybe a few more screens.
Them from getting in the backfield.
I mean, Piazza has been open on a screen the whole day, you know, and I don't think they've gone to him once, maybe once. Kid's fast, and you can use your bigger players to block for him. But that's why I'm sitting up here and not coaching football.
Yeah.
Joe.
They got him.
Yeah.
They got the face mask.
There's a flag. Yeah, it's finally called. They pulled on it a couple of times before. So that's going to be 15, which puts them out to the 44 or 45. Yep. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Play for pride, boys. Come on, let's go.
1st and 10 for Revere from their own 45-yard line.
Actually, Cambridge hasn't scored except that, like, the first minute of the second half.
When they went 70 yards.
It was 28-0 at halftime. They went 70 yards in 6 plays in 2 minutes. They're going to call that a catch?
Wow.
Good concentration by Tommy. Bounced off somebody's helmet. Went into the air.
Laid out flat for that ball, Peter.
Yes, he did. And you know something? When you're a receiver and you're out there in no man's land, jumping in the air, you take your life in your hands. Tommy's a tough kid.
Yep.
He's just a tough kid. Okay, here we go.
I'd like to get him to the barber though, Peter.
Well, I'm done trying to get kids fashion on the wraps.
Yeah. Oh, that's that screen that you were
finally
talking
went out.
about.
Yeah, finally went out to him, but overthrew him. He's 5'7". I mean, looks like Captain Coots has a leg problem out there, but he's gonna stick it out. 4-4-4 left in the game. Just a flat effort that we can put behind us, Mike, and hopefully we come out next week again against another Lynn team and see what we got. Don't let this ruin your season. You dropped to 5-2.
Well, the thing is, Peter, I don't think this game meant a whole lot, and especially for our conference.
It's not in the league, so
Right,
it
so we
doesn't mean that much. Number 23 is a little bit upset with himself that he didn't pull it in.
Yep. Knocked all the water out of the water thing.
4:35. Fourth to 2. Yeah, we got a cheering section.
Yeah.
Loyal fans. Hands it off to Restiano, and he gets stacked up by number 88, the monster in the middle. And they give the ball up on downs to Cambridge. So the clock's running, Mike. 4:13. Let's see if Anderson can run for 300 yards.
Oh, he's coming back into the game, Peter.
Yep. They don't have a lot of players. I mean, but they did replace him when he was injured, so you'd think that maybe, they don't want to get him more hurt, but see Ravi Ryland out in the field. Number 14, playing corner. Brian McNitt, another non-starter out on the field, playing corner. You got to wonder where that was the whole game, but Anderson's tired. Cambridge's line is tired. They've been out there a lot today. Okay. One of the few times today that Cambridge
went backwards.
Exactly. Okay, he's got a couple of split receivers. He's got Anderson in the backfield. Like Siamese twins today. They've just been next to each other the whole time. Yeah, nothing different. He gets stacked up. The line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 14. Cambridge players aren't really in a huddle. They're just kind of milling around. Kind of know what's going to happen. Now they can come back into a huddle. Here comes the quarterback into the huddle. Same exact.
Yep.
Anderson and Maho in the back field for Cambridge. They hand it off to number 2 coming around in motion, and he gets stacked up. He gets tackled by Brian McNitt. number 30. That was number 2, Rafael Guzman, with his first carry of the day. He caught a pass. We got a timeout, Revere.
What, 2 minutes?
2-minute warning.
Thankfully, this game is coming to an end, Mike. This was a lifeless, just flat performance by the Patriots.
Certainly was, Peter.
Yeah, and
Certainly
it's not,
was.
you know, not to be derogatory, not to, you know, to cast aspersions. It was just a flat game from the very beginning. Cambridge scored on their first possession, and they never let up. You know, we never really were able to adjust. Delay a game, I believe, against Cambridge. So Revere's going to get 5 yards. It's going to start 1st and 5 from Cambridge's 40-yard line. And I know I said it before, but let's finish off with some pride. What's Portrait? Oh, Cambridge is going to punt.
Oh, Anderson punts too, Peter.
Not well.
Oh, but
Runs a heck of a lot better than he punts. But
he was like 7 yards off the back of the line.
no kidding. So yeah, we're gonna give the kid some grief.
Yeah.
He just
Well,
tore up the whole field today.
the way he runs. Maybe they don't punt much.
If there's a game ball, he needs 2 of them because he was just great today. Shaquille Anderson for Cambridge. So now we got Piazza split way to the right. We got 2 players in the backfield. It's Portrait and Restiano. Caleb Silva gets the ball. They're reaching for the ball, his face mask, his jock strap. They're just reaching for everything as he goes through.
Mims into that last tackle for Cambridge.
133, 132. The game counts down.
From their own 45 yards.
Nothing to get too excited about today, Mike.
No, did not leave here
But you gotta
inspired
go.
today.
I'm sure Lou is going to have a vigorous week of practice. And, you know, can't beat your kids. You just got to let them know that they got to play better. They're all a bunch of good kids. There goes Caleb Silver up the middle.
Silva on the carry.
I see a lot of clean uniforms on the field right now, Peter.
Yeah, for Cambridge, too.
Yep.
So,
That last tackle for Cambridge.
Yep.
That carry was good for a first down for
52 seconds left in the game. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. I'm surprised that Lou hasn't put in his, maybe Ravi Ryland or somebody at quarterback. But finish with what started. Snap to Joe. Hands off to Silva again. 3 times in a row. That might be the last play of the game, Mike. 19 seconds. Well, I think a little bit of a surprise, Mike. Revere coming in 5-1. Cambridge 3-4. And Cambridge put a licking on us today.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked, Peter. I just thought that we were, after that win last week, I just thought that they had all the confidence in the world. So
we ran into a hot, sharp, evidently classy Cambridge Rindge and Latin team, and
a super running back, and Anderson.
Super running back, and we were just overmatched today. And that's not to say we're going to be overmatched for the next season. We're still 5-2, you know.
Yep, and
great
have every
record.
opportunity in the world to win this conference too.
Exactly. So, we still got Masco and Winthrop and like Classical next week. And we win all 3 games, we win the conference. So you know, the wrap-up isn't very complicated.
It's quick.
We got dominated today, and hopefully we can come back next week and shake this off. They got some good fans. We got good kids on our team, and we're at home again next Friday night. You've been listening to Revere TV. This is Pete DiGiulio, Mike Hinojosa from Harry Delarusso Stadium. The final score was Cambridge Rindge and Latin Falcons 34, the Revere High School Patriots 6. Revere drops to 5-2. The Falcons are now 4-4, and like we just said, they get a chance to win their conference. The high school, Revere High School, has a chance to win their conference
For the first time in
many, many years.
moons.
Put
many
another
moons ago.
flag up in the gym if we could do that. But shake this off today, go home, relax, come back on Monday, and I'm sure Louis is going to put you through your paces.
Yep.
We're saying good afternoon from Harry Delarusso Stadium. It was 34-6, but we still love our kids. Have a great weekend and hug your children.
Yep. Come support us next Friday night. We could use the fans.
Absolutely. Take care, guys. Thank
night.
you.